fucking charger.
Yep.
Anyways,
Here we go. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahushai.
Barakatha Yahweh Shah.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahushai.
Barakatha Yahweh Shah.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Barakatha Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Rakakwadash.
Wakakwadash.
Hey, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, man. Priest Shimon to my right.
It's Priest Yahweh though.
And this week's topic, we're just gonna get on the topic of getting into these prophecies and preaching to our people, whether they're here for a bit. Right?
This is Isaiah, the 58th chapter, the first verse.
Mm-hmm.
Cry aloud, spare not.
Scripture says, "Cry aloud and spare not." Right now, obviously, we're in a vehicle, so we're not gonna be yelling in the car at the top of our voices. But when we out there on the highways and byways, we lifting up our voice to the people. All right, which consists of these Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you nations. All right, because the scriptures in the book of Psalms 58 let you know that we're also charming onto these nations. And the book of Matthew tells you that we are piping onto Israel. So we charming, we piping, we out there at the top. Well, with some pretty much basing our voice, man. All right, because the Lord spoke to what? A multitude, a great multitude, and the scriptures liken His voice onto many waters.
That's right.
So we out there. And by the way, when it says many waters, it means loud, man. All right, because you try to have a kind of conversation next to a river fall or Niagara Falls, you can't hear it.
You're gonna be drowned out.
Matter of fact, you seen that video? If you watch that movie, A Quiet Place, I think. Something about being quiet. Pretty much, if you make a noise, these monsters would get you. And the only way they could have a conversation was they had to go by many rivers, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the rivers is loud.
And anyone you came out there that has been around a waterfall and it's real loud, man, you can barely hear yourself talk.
Yeah.
You gotta speak loud around the waterfall, but it's beautiful and it's spectacular to look upon, but you gotta scream at the top of your lungs just to get your point across if you want to hear each other, because the waters is too loud, man.
Right.
The splashing of the water, especially when it hit when it hit the surface, you know what I'm saying, in water, there's like shh.
Yep.
You can't hear anything.
Right.
But anyway, back to the scriptures. It says, Isaiah 58 verse 1, cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. So the prophets spoke loud back in the ancient world as they do now, man, all right? Again, in season, okay? You're not going to be in your house doing a show and, you know what I'm saying, for everybody to hear you. I mean, sometimes the spirit hits you, you get loud, all right? But the most part, that's talking about on these highways and byways, which a lot of you camps out there, y'all not fucking doing, man. All right? You guys are only prophets for a season, man. You got to be prophets for all seasons, man. Not just, a nice weather. But wait a minute, it's nice now and you still don't see you niggas, man. All right? So a lot of you guys out there are fucking hirelings. You're in this thing for the wrong reason, mainly money, okay? And the Lord ain't dealing with y'all, man. All right? Y'all not one of the people that America's going to come to an end. Y'all not speaking about what's going on over there in Russia, Venezuela, all right? All the shit that's going on between the nations, man. Y'all don't speak about those things. Because that would get them women away from y'all, man. Go ahead.
It says, lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression.
Now who's the people, all right? Who's the people we talking about? We talking about you Israelites, man. All right? That's the people that the Lord is dealing with, man, all right? Because first of all, it said transgression. What is it talking about the transgression? It's talking about the transgression of law, statutes, and commandments. Now, who could transgress the law, statutes? Can everybody do that? What's that? Go to Psalms 147.
Psalms 147, come.
Let's
go to Psalms 147.
19?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Let me just see right now. Psalms 147 and 19. Psalms 147. We go back to that right there. 147.
Because transgression, 1 John 3 and 4, is sin, man. And only a particular group of people, all right, was given these laws. You got it?
Yeah, this is Psalms 147 and 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20. He have not dealt with so. It's like he have not dealt so with any nation.
Yeah.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Yes.
Praise ye the Lord Yahweh.
Exactly. So the particular law, statutes, and commandments, all right, for you to transgress them, you have to be an Israelite, man. Who's the Israelites?
The Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans.
Yeah, how do we know that? Romans 8. All right, 8 and 16.
Our spirit bear witness with the spirit, man, that we are the children of Israel.
Exactly, and the spirit that it's talking about is the spirit of prophecy.
That's
when
right.
you go from Deuteronomy 28, that whole chapter, matter of fact, this whole book, man, all right, it only fits us, man. All right, we're the ones going through the plagues. All right, and we want to have this connection with the Lord. See, Jake. All right, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they have a consciousness, man. All right, that's how come when Jake's a faggot, he'll do something called being in the closet. All right, because he know it ain't right in his spirit, man. But Esau, I mean, a lot of them Jakes is, full-blown faggots now. All right, but that whole download shit, that's like an Israelite thing, man. But amongst these Edomites, they just openly...
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck, man. They don't feel no type of remorse, man, or nothing like that. All right? Or our people, like, they'll eat pork and shrimp. All right? They'll know it's fucked up because they'll say, but doesn't the Bible say you can't do it? Then you have the pork chop eating pastor. He'll go into Acts the 10th chapter, break it down on right.
Try to use that as when Peter, was Paul, Slack it.
It was Peter.
When Peter, he was like, kept them saying, thou shalt not eat anything unclean. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they use that as their way of, bringing down the scriptures wrong. We can eat pork, we can eat shrimp because whatever the Most High made clean is not uncommon. I was like, man, you niggas is fucking bugged out, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't debate with a Christian, wacky tacky ass Christian. You gotta leave them niggas alone, cause they gone, man. You don't even waste your breath, cause you're not gonna change how they feel, and you're not gonna convert them to being an Israelite, and you damn sure ain't gonna let them convert you to being a goddamn plantation Christian again.
Yeah.
So your best bet is not even to deal with them niggas, man.
Yeah, the whole thing they're gonna tell you is everything's okay as long as you pray over it.
Exactly, and that's not so, man. That was dealing with the Israelite foreigners, man.
Exactly.
Has nothing to do with eating fucking animals. Everything it's metaphors and allegories and deep dark sayings in the scriptures, man.
Yep.
And if you don't understand that, man, because the Most High is not dealing with you, man.
You gotta get Matthew 5 and 17.
Come.
All right. Because wait a minute, the Lord was a perfect sacrifice. How was he a perfect sacrifice? It means he didn't sin.
That's right.
All right. So the Lord was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Then are we supposed to keep them too to the best of our ability? All right. For you wacky tacky fucking idiots out there.
It says, this is Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. It says, think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Yeah. So the quote unquote New Testament that's all about the Lord. All right. All right. And he said, look, man, I'm not here to destroy the laws, man. Okay, so the law of Moses, all right? The laws that govern us, because without the laws, you're a brute beast, man.
Exactly, man.
You're pretty much like a fucking wild animal.
And it tells you that, and that's in the book of Ezra, you know what I'm saying? I forgot that, I got it marked down in the scriptures, because I forget. But, I think it's, second Ezra, but it also tell you that in, Acts 5:28 and something. 28.
Well, just get Psalms 39 and 2.
Okay, come. Let me just get that real quick.
Get Psalms 39 and 2 real quick, then we go back to that Matthew 5 and 17, just to prove the point.
Okay, come. Psalms 39 and 2. Come.
Yeah, prove that, without any understanding, you're pretty much a brute beast. Understanding, following the law, statute, commandment. The Most High is gonna kill a nigga like that, man.
Yeah, they ain't got no fucking regard for life, man. They tipping the Most High. This is Psalms 39 verse 2. I was done with silence. I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred.
Keep going where it says, be not as the mule.
Okay. Verse 3. My heart.
No, scroll down a little bit. I'll look for it. See if you see anything about mule.
Okay.
See anything about like that?
Hold on, let me see.
Psalms 39. Pardon me. Try Psalms chapter 32, verse 9. Try that. Psalms 32, verse 9. If not, I'm just going to call the brothers can look for it on their own, if it's not that.
All right. Be ye not as the horse,
right,
or as the mule,
mm-hmm,
which have no understanding,
exactly,
whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle.
Exactly. So unclean beast, all right, is likened unto men without understanding are likened unto unclean beasts. This is the horse and the mule, man.
Come.
All right, now we go back to Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
Come. It says, this is Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law,
mm-hmm,
or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Okay, so exactly. All right, so the Lord is not here to destroy the law or the prophets, the thing written about in the Old Testament. All right, so you wacky tacky Christians out there, that they like to lean on the New Testament. Look, man, it's one Testament, man. All right, the Most High, Malachi 3:6. The Most High doesn't change, man. All right,
and that's one of the favorite things these wacky tacky Christians, these Renaissance Christians like to hold on to. Oh, it's the New Testament, the Old Testament, and the Bible was done away with. But wait a minute, why is Yahweh Shah constantly quoting the Old Testament from one of the mouth of the prophet, whether it's Jeremy the prophet or Isaiah? But he's constantly quoting from the Old Testament. So how is the Old Testament done away with if Yahweh Shah is constantly quoting from the Old Testament, man?
Yeah.
You know, even the apostles, man, during the time of when the Acts was being written, they was quoting the Old Testament. So I don't understand to these Israelites that only believe in the Old Testament, and these wacky ass Christians that only believe in the New Testament, saying that the Old Testament has been done away with. You bugged out of your mind, man. This is the whole complete book, man, and it's prophecies that has not yet come to pass. That's in the Old Testament. So how was the Old Testament done away with? You dumb niggas. Show you that the Most High is not dealing with you Christians, man. Show you that the Most High is not dealing with a lot of you Israelites that only deal with the Old Testament, man.
Yeah, they be having that little green book, and it just got the Psalms and the New Testament. All right, Psalms and the New Testament is powerful, but you gotta have the whole book, man.
But that's Esau breaking away, separating, giving that green book where that's the Psalms in the New Testament, the Psalms, Proverbs in the New Testament, saying that the Old Testament has been done away with. Yeah. That's Esau, man, with his slave and his fuckery, man.
You know why they do that? Because Obadiah is in the Old Testament.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And Esau, with his fuckery and the deceitful works, like to break the Bible up. Like they broke out, like they took out the Apocrypha, man. Yeah. So leave it to Esau, the so-called white man, they take out the Apocrypha of the Old Testament and let's give you the New Testament, man, with the Proverbs and the Psalms and the Ecclesiastics, you know what I mean? And that's it, man. With the Acts and the Acts of the Apostles, man. But other than that, man, they're not going to give you the whole book, man. Why? Because they know that the book is breaking down, it's breaking down like Isaiah, the 34th chapter.
You gotta get that in Revelations, bro. Get that Revelations is the last chapter. On the last 2 verses. We're talking about, adding and taking away.
Yeah,
The same thing is other in the book of Proverbs. So when you go to Revelations, when it says take away, all you could do is just hit the TSK.
It says.
You got it?
All right.
It should be in red letters. Scroll up. Because the Lord said it.
In Revelation 22, right?
Yeah.
It says, behold, it says, Revelation chapter 22, verse 7, behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the saying of this prophecy of this book. It says, and that was, let me see. It says, verse 12, drop down to verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. It says, to give to every man according as his works shall be. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, the first and the last. It says, drop it down to Revelation 22, verse 16. I, Yahweh Shah, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches, the 7 churches.
Yeah, the 7 churches of Asia Minor.
It says, I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. Dropping down to that was it.
And if any man take away, I had to take away. You don't see that?
It says, and the spirit. It says, but
that's in Revelation's the last chapter.
Yeah.
Right? Try to
right. It's right here.
Okay.
Revelation chapter 22, verse 18. For I testify unto you, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add.
That's not right.
No, it says,
okay,
if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that is written in this book.
Right.
And if any man shall take away,
so take away the Old Testament, take away certain prophecies, take away the Apocrypha, all right, take away particular things that's written in the scriptures, usually emotions such as the law can turn and rape. Go ahead.
It says, and if any man shall take away
the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Go ahead. It
says, I'm going to read it again. Revelation 22, verse 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book.
Exactly, man. So you got guys, wait a minute, you New Testament people, y'all should be reading that. All right? Because you New Testaments alone, guys, all right? Y'all should be reading that, man. All right? Because you take away the Old Testament, the so-called Old Testament, all right? You take away the Apocrypha. And the Apocrypha is a part of the Bible because when you read the book of John, the 10th chapter, the 22nd verse, Yahushua kept the Feast of Dedication, man.
That's right.
All right? Which was set up by who? Judas Maccabees, man. And that's found in where? The Apocrypha.
That's right.
What they got in TSK when you read that?
Let me see.
That part about taking away?
No, let me read it again. It says 22 when what was that? 16.
All right. Nah, it was more down. I think it was like towards the 22 or something.
It says, if any man shall take away, all right.
What, 22 and 19?
Yeah, let me go to.
Click that now. Not just hit the TSK.
Come on, I got the TSK, bro.
See what they got some of the precepts.
Revelation 2 and 18, Luke 11 and 20 and 11 and 52.
Click that. What that say?
This is Luke 11 and 52. Woe unto you, lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye enter not in yourselves, and them that were entering in, ye hindered.
Okay.
That's going into how, niggas that know the truth. I mean, these jakes that know the truth, but they're not teaching 100% truth, and they teach, and they like Nick doing, not teaching that the offer of the microchip is the offer, not teaching that the mark of the beast is the offer of the microchip, not teaching, contrary to the scriptures.
Yeah, all this prosperity, love, man. Brother sent a picture. There's some niggas on roller skates at the Passover, man.
But with fringes on.
They speaking smooth things on Israel. The scripture that we opened up with Isaiah 58.
I seen that video right there, but
I didn't see the video. I just saw a picture. They got a video?
It was like a picture of them. Like on
a roller skate. Yeah.
But he had on fringes with roller skates, and you roller skating is the Passover, man. Where's that at in the scriptures, man? Was Yahushua won't have roller skates on his sandals, man, roller skating, man, and doing moonwalks with roller skates on the Passover, or was it a solemn assembly? And everybody was grieved in the spirit because, especially namely Yahushua, he was grieved in the spirit, and the apostle was wondering, because Yahushua said that one of you at this table is going to betray me, man.
It's a fucking church, bro.
Because Yahushua said one of you at this table that eat with me is going to betray me. So everybody was in a heavy spirit, wondering who was going to be one that's going to betray Yahushua. So it was nobody speaking. Everybody was sad. Nobody was speaking. Everybody was wondering, is it I? Is it I? Is it I? Everybody was wondering, man. Nobody was in a merry spirit, roller skating backwards and trying to pick up some bitch, on the Passover, which is a solemn assembly. And the Sabbath. Why you in a goddamn roller skating rink on the Sabbath, man?
There you go.
You see what I'm saying, man? Because the Passover always fall on the Sabbath, man. So I don't understand why you in a roller skating rink doing backflips and moonwalking with roller skates on with fringes on, man. That's you out of your goddamn mind. That's why the Most High is going to destroy. That's what the Most High said in Ezekiel 9 and 6, and begin with my sanctuary, man. Or 9 and 5, begin at my sanctuary, because you niggas ain't right, man.
You niggas took the Passover and turned it into a fucking skating ring, man.
Right? And what they could do is, and why they justify that, they used Josiah's Passover.
Wait, you talking about Hezekiah's Passover, right?
No, Josiah's Passover. Josiah had a feast of it's right here in the first apocrypha. Josiah had a feast of the Most High, and it was like one of them Passovers, you know what I'm saying? That was a big...
Brother, that's Hezekiah, brother.
Nah.
Double check, because I know that Passover that you're talking about.
That was Josiah's Passover.
We can verify.
And he got put to death after that. Is it like I'm real quick?
We can verify the king, but we know the reason that they did that was because they haven't kept the Passover right in a very long time, and I believe it was Hezekiah that was writing.
And Josiah held the feast of the Passover in Jerusalem unto his Lord, and offered the Passover the 14th day of the first month, having set in the priests according to their daily offering courses, being arrayed in long garments. And Apostle Gabar did a show on that, about the Passover Josiah or the Passover Yahushua. You didn't see that video? And It was Josiah's Passover. He had a big feast. The Passover. You know what I'm saying? They was celebrating.
Is Josiah was the one that didn't have the Passover in a very long time?
Yeah, that was Josiah.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected. So lucky. I'm pretty. But hey, type in on your phone.
Yeah.
Because there's like you said, Josiah, but I think Hezekiah had one too.
Okay.
So
real quick. I know Hezekiah because the Apostle Gabar did a video. It's called the Passover of Josiah versus the Passover of Yahweh Shah.
Just search Passover on your phone, brother.
What's that? Okay, let me just go to the
Just do this up. Tap your phone. No, just tap.
Okay, there you go. Slap.
Yeah, go to Bible.
No, let me just get out of that real quick. Go to Bible.
But basically what happened was, you in the Bible.
And where you go?
Now, close this out.
Yeah, you go to search, right?
Yeah, search.
Passover. Okay, I got
Passover. Because what happened was, the reason they had that great splendid Passover is because they didn't kept it right in a very long time, man. All right? They ain't kept it right in a very long time. In fact, they didn't even keep it on the month it was supposed to be kept. They had to keep it on the second month, man. And it was Hezekiah, brother, because Hezekiah had to pray for the Most High to keep them clean, and the Most High did keep them clean.
Hey, well, I know Josiah had a big feast too.
Yeah, he had one too.
The Apostle Gabar
he had one too.
The Passover of Josiah.
Let's try to find this real quick, brother.
The Passover of Josiah,
the time.
or the Passover of Yahweh Shah.
No, look, just jump to the Book of Kings.
Or Chronicle. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, Chronicles and Kings is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm looking for it now.
Yeah. So
Passover. Moreover, Josiah kept the Passover unto the Lord in Jerusalem.
Not that one, brother. I'm trying to find the one with Hezekiah.
I'm trying to. So we gotta go because Josiah wasn't Josiah Hezekiah's so wasn't Josiah Hezekiah's. No, Hezekiah was Josiah's son, right?
Hey, you speak. You speak.
Yeah, find it real quick. Hey, because during that time, man, the Passover was a solemn assembly, man, and from my understanding, I mean, hey, man, it could be Hezekiah too, but I know that Josiah, the king, held a Passover, and it was like a feast, like a celebration Passover, man, where everybody was murdered because they were celebrating that.
Read this up.
They were celebrating. Yeah, so it says in Hezekiah.
Quote and read it.
2 Chronicles 30 verse 1. And Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Judah and wrote letters also to Ephraim and Manasseh that they should come to the house of the Lord at Jerusalem to keep the Passover unto the Lord, God of Israel.
Yeah, and why was this such a big Passover? Hezekiah's Passover was such a big.
You're right, because Hezekiah was 8 years old when he began to reign. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
The reason that they was doing that because they haven't kept it right in so long, man. All right,
because Manasseh king of Israel was wicked.
Exactly, Manasseh king of Israel was wicked. Hezekiah was destroying all the temples of Baal. He was bringing Israel back to the right places to be, man, the right way to be. So when you read 2 Chronicles, the 30th chapter, you brothers can read that on your own. All right.
The whole chapter is bad. It's going into the Passover and how he had it. You're right, bro. Yeah. So I wasn't knocking what you were saying, but I wasn't saying I knew that.
No, I know exactly. I knew Josiah had one too. Hold on, temporarily. I knew Josiah had one too, but Hezekiah's was so great because Israel ain't keep it right in a long time, and it was so filthy, all right, that Hezekiah had to pray for them, and the Most High heard Hezekiah's prayers and made them clean.
They wasn't cleansed. It says Jeremiah, 2 Chronicles chapter 2 verse 30, and Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Judah and wrote letters also to Ephraim and Manasseh that they should come to the house of the Lord at Jerusalem to keep the Passover unto the Lord, power of Israel. And the king had taken counsel and his princes and all the congregation of Jerusalem to keep the Passover in the second month. For they...
But wait a minute, why they kept it in the second month?
Because they wasn't clean.
Because they ain't keeping it so long. The Passover was supposed to be kept in the first month. But you could do that though. All right, you could do that, but it's supposed to be kept in the first month.
It says, for they could not keep it at the time because the priests had not sanctified themselves sufficiently.
Exactly.
Right? It says, neither had the people gathered themselves together to Jerusalem, and the thing pleased the king and all the congregation. So they established a decree to make a proclamation throughout all Israel from Beersheba even to Dan, that they should come to keep the Passover of the Lord power of Israel at Jerusalem, for they had not done it of a long time.
Boom. All
in
right.
such sort as it was written.
Exactly. All right. And when you read that particular chapter, it goes down to say that they celebrated it in mirth.
That's right.
Right. They celebrated it with gladness. Right. Not because the Passover should be kept with gladness, but because we ain't doing this thing in so long. We ain't rehearsed this righteous act in so long
So
that
people was rejoicing.
Yeah, they were, and that the Lord heard Hezekiah's prayer and forgave them and made them holy, man. All right, that's how Hezekiah is a great brother in the spirit, man.
But did the Most High accept that Passover?
Yeah,
because they haven't done it in a very great time, long time, and the Most High was dealing with Hezekiah.
Exactly.
So the Most High put the spirit on Hezekiah to do that Passover, man, and call. Because at that time when Hezekiah was that was during the time of the Syrian Empire when Sennacherib was king of Assyria. That was during the time of the Assyrians was in power.
As the Assyrians were on top during the time of Hezekiah. That's right.
So at that time when so that means it even happened before Israel got taken and put in with.
It happened before, man, because
before, yes.
Because you gotta remember Hezekiah ruled the
Shalmaneser, and that was Shalmaneser the fourth that led Israel captive, right? During the time of Habasha.
Yeah, but when you read the top, it tells you that Hezekiah called from people
from Manasseh.
Exactly. So they weren't they weren't in captivity in the Assyrian Empire yet. All right. Because yes, that did happen during his reign, but Hezekiah reigned a long time. I think it was like 50
years.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So this is what was the early part of him getting Israel right, man. All right? But that Passover was so glorious because we read why, man, all right? It wasn't kept in a long time. Now Josiah kept the Passover as well, but Hezekiah's was different because what? It was celebrated in mirth and gladness because it's been so damn long.
But you know what though? After that right there, when Josiah kept it, Israel went off again.
Yep.
And then Josiah, being there at a young age, had discovered the laws of the Most High, because in the temple was it had bushes and all that. It was trees growing up in it because they haven't been in that temple in a long time. It's been forsaken.
What happened was it was fixing the temple up, and somebody found a scroll in the temple
and gave it to Josiah, the king.
And Josiah they were very glad about that, man, because that particular scroll, was something from way back found when during the time of Moses and that era. So that was a big deal about that, man.
So Josiah, when he read that, one of the priests,
spirit got on him because he was so happy to throw a great Passover. The Lord gave us this particular scroll, man.
Fear, saying the truth, this fear came upon him. He was like, "Oh God, all these prophecies is gonna be prophesied against us, man." So he got the people in order, man. And so what happened on his reign? Because he was fearing the Most High,
right?
Because he's like, "Oh my God." Because he read the curses that was going to come upon them if they didn't obey the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High. So he got scared and got Israel in order, which is the right thing to do.
But they were happy about it too.
Of course, and that's why they had a glorious Passover.
Yeah,
man.
because even when you watch the movie of Jeremiah got his own little movie. They show you that in the movie, man. That Jeremiah had to leave his particular city and go. And they were saying they said why? Because Josiah found this thing and everybody was all ecstatic about it, man. You know what I'm saying?
It had to be a glorious time, man.
Yeah.
But the most glorious time in Israel's history was during the time of Solomon and King David, man.
Yeah,
but
man. Let's close this up, man.
Hey, we're going to close this out, man, by, hey, man, that's why we cry aloud, man. And we spare not any man's feelings, man. We lift our voices like a trumpet and show Israel their transgressions, man. 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans don't want to get right, man. We'll get right after death by pain, man.
That's it.
So, we're going to close this out, man. Lord willing, you was edified. I know we went off and ventured over to another topic, dealing with the Passover, but it's all spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Because we was trying to find out if, was about Hezekiah and Josiah with the Passovers. They both had a Passover that was like something like dealing with mirth. Happy, you know what I mean? And but
for a particular reason though.
But hey, because Israel was going off and they haven't held that Passover in a long time. But that was everything is of the Lord. But we know that the Passover was a solemn assembly. Because like I stated earlier, the Apostle Gabar did a video, the Passover of Josiah or the Passover of Yahushua. Which one should we be in? And we should be in the time of a solemn assembly. And we should be still in the time of solemn assembly. We're not in the time of mirth, man. That's what it says in Ezekiel, the 21st chapter, the 9th verse, or the 10th verse. Should we then make mirth? Because we're in the time of war. We're in the time of blowing the trumpet. So I hope you all came out there was edified, Lord willing. You know, we'll come at you again with another after camp in transit on our way home. You know, edifying the hopeful elect. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.